Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. Welcome to the Build of the Week, a weekly video series that showcases interesting character builds created by members of the Path of Exile community. When we examine character builds that our players have designed, we frequently see a lot of good discussion and analysis by a core community of dedicated build makers. Today's build was created by Fox Tactics, who has been instrumental in contributing to a number of important Path of Exile builds. It's very nice to directly feature one of his builds in a video at last. He has been actively working on this character since the new Challenge League started, so we showcased it at a specific moment in development. His character can be summed up as a Val-packed, dual curse on hit, high damage, Pledge of Hands Arc build. It uses 2 copies of Arc. The first one is supported by Curse on hit and applies 2 crucial curses to monsters, setting them up to be hit by the second copy of Arc, which is aimed at pure damage. It has Spell Echo granted by the Pledge of Hands staff and is supported by faster casting, increased critical damage, life leech, and lightning penetration. The 2 curses applied to monsters are Assassin's Mark, which was introduced in Forsaken Masters, and Warlord's Mark, which is substantially reworked in that expansion. They both have a chance to grant different types of charges when monsters are killed. Power charges are especially impactful on this character because of passive skill choices. There's a neat trick where this unique flask is used between packs of monsters to refresh the charges if they're about to run out. The Life Leech support gem, Warlord's Mark Curse, and Doryani's Invitation Belt all provide Life Leech. The Val-packed Keystone reduces this large total a bit but makes it instantaneous, which is critical for staying alive and surviving damage reflection. His Enduring Cry and Immortal Call gems are handcast rather than triggered. This requires more play skill to cast them at the right times but is more effective. The character generally has several endurance charges up from Warlord's Mark. In terms of auras, this build runs Clarity, which goes with Eldritch Battery, and 2 Purity auras. It also uses Arctic Armor for defenses. There is enough mana that it can still cast all of its skills with the 4 reservations applied to its mana pool. Pledge of Hands is a key part of this build. It augments Arc with level 30 Spell Echo and provides a gigantic boost to mana, which synergizes very well with Eldritch Battery. Cloak of Defiance offers mana regen, the ability to use mana as a defense, and the Mind Over Matter Keystone, which saves a lot of passive skill points. Voidbringer offers gigantic critical strike boosts and considerable mana in the form of Energy Shield via Eldritch Battery, but increases the cost of your spells by 80%. The rest of the character is set up to be able to afford these high mana costs. Doryani's Invitation is very much a win more belt for this build. The Life Leech is very powerful. With carefully designed builds like this, flask choices are very important. For example, this build uses Topaz Flasks as an anti-reflect tactic. Many of the rare items used are crafted. This is a great opportunity to talk about a trend we're seeing in how people use rare items. Previously, we observed a lot of rares that looked a lot like this ring, 5 or so good mods, generally created by either using Chaos Orbs or an expensive process involving Exalted Orbs. We're now seeing more rare items like this ring here. A Regal Orb was used to make a magic item rare, and then a crafting bench mod was added. Previously, Regaled items could only get to 3 mods before Exalted Orbs were needed. With crafting benches, they're able to get to 4 mods, so this path is now a lot more powerful early in new leagues. In a similar way, his amulet was clearly crafted from a blue master item that started with just Elrion's mana mod. His passive tree layout makes use of both the new Witch and Shadow starting areas. It makes a large effort to pick up a lot of critical strike damage from the tree, such as the Serpent Stance notable, which takes advantage of his use of a staff. Several additional power charges are allocated to synergize with Assassin's Mark. Whispers of Doom is important to allow monsters to be cursed by both marks simultaneously. The Eldritch Battery Keystone is used to create the vast quantities of mana that this build uses. Finally, Val-packed is chosen as an excellent choice against damage reflection. Due to the extreme quantity of life leech this character has, Val-packed is incredibly useful even with its penalty. This build is extremely powerful and has been created with items available in the first couple of weeks of the new Challenge Leagues. It is weak against curse immune monsters, and its use of life leech puts it in a lot of danger when it is stunned. For more information about how this build works, check out the guide and the accompanying discussion thread linked in the description. If you're new to Path of Exile and would like to play, just head on over to pathofexile.com or search for it on Steam. We recently released the Forsaken Masters expansion and new leagues with fresh economies, so it's a great time to get into the game. If you'd like to submit a build for next week's episode, just post a build guide in the class forums on pathofexile.com. Thanks for watching and see you next time.